Help support AMTV by becoming a patron, an AMTV staff member, and following us over on Twitter. Hi there guys, it's Adam Martin here, and welcome back to another instalment of the Now Review. And first things first, apologies, this one was a long time coming. You see, the release we're looking at today, as you can see, is Now Yearbook 80 Extra. And when this came out, it was one of the days of the Royal Mail postal strike, so I wasn't able to get mine on release day. None of the stores in my area had it for sale, and I've been trying most each day since it came out to get it, and I've finally been able to grab it. So I know a lot of you have been waiting, but here we are. We're finally going to take a look at the latest yearbook entry. So as you know, every yearbook has its extra companion, a 3-disc release with a bunch more tracks to add to the yearbook set. They've been very popular. They're always marked, you can see on the top, with the collector's edition branding. Not sure why the regular yearbooks don't have that, but hey, there we go. So as you can see, it's the same cover art as the original Now 80, as these all are. The only difference being the collector's edition moniker at the top. On the bottom it says 66 more essential hits from 1980. You've got the extra block on the right hand side there. And this one, so I got mine from my local Asda, and apparently Asda stores have been doing this. This one came with a sticker, which I've transferred from the cellophane to the actual packaging, which says Yearbook Extra, more essential hits. I don't think they've been doing that for the past Yearbook Extra sets. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but I actually kind of like it. The gold sticker and the white lettering, it matches the extra on the album cover quite well. So yeah, I hope this is a trend that sort of continues, really. So as it's a 3-disc set, you can see the spine is hella small because they're going with the cardboard packaging, as most CD releases are. I guess it's better for the environment. But now let's flick it on over and take a look at that all-important track list. So CD1, we're kicking off with Queen and their track Flash from the movie Flash Gordon. Great tune, instantly recognisable, glad it kicks off this release here. You have Blondie with Call Me. I was surprised that wasn't on the main yearbook release. I think another Blondie song wasn't it? Was it Heart of Glass? Can't remember. You have Kate Bush. Kate Bush is here, the woman of the revival she's had thanks to Stranger Things, or at least Running Up That Hill. But this is Army Dreamers, good tune. You have The Police with Dee-do-do-do, Dee-da-da-da. Madness with Embarrassment. Dexy's Midnight Runners with There There My Dear. The Boomtown Rats with Someone's Looking at You. U2 with I Will Follow. Always mad that U2 were back around like that far ago. I always thought they were more like a late 80s, early 90s thing, but no, they've been around for time. You've got Elvis Costello and the Attractions with High Fidelity. The Undertones with My Perfect Cousin. Bow Wow Wow with C30, C60, C90 Go. That's a fun song. Devo with Whip It. Suey and the Banshees with Christine. The Clash with Bank Robber. UB40 with King. Grace Jones with Private Life. Diana Ross with I'm Coming Out, a iconic anthem that you still hear to this day. Change with The Glow of Love. Roberta Flack feat Donny Hathaway with Back Together Again. George Benson with Give Me the Night. Odyssey with If You're Looking for a Way Out. And we close with Elton John and Little Genie. So that's 22 tracks. So 22 tracks to take up CD1. CD2 kicks off with Sheena Easton and Modern Girl. Good tune that is. Cliff Richard with Carrie. David Essex with Silver Dream Machine. Jonah Louie with You'll Always Find Me in the Kitchen at Parties. A very weird song, but I think give it a listen. Very cool. The Nolans with Gotta Pull Myself Together. Donna Summer with The Wanderer. Coffee with Casanova. Sister Sledge with Got to Love Somebody. Change with A Lover's Holiday. Shalimar with I Owe You One. The SOS Band with Take Your Time, Do It Right Part 1. Narada Michael Walden with I Should Have Loved You. Gladys Knight and the Pips with Taste of Bitter Love. Average White Band with Let's Go Round Again. The Spinners with Cupid, or I've Loved You for a Long Time. Darts with Let's Hang On. Matchbox with Midnight Dynamos. Shakin' Stevens with Marie Marie. Never been a big Shaky fan, gotta be honest. Leo Sayer with More Than I Can Say. Dr. Hook with Sexy Eyes. Barbara Dixon with January February. Got a soft spot for that song. Sweet People with And the Birds Were Singing. It was a lovely instrumental piece. And we finish with St. Winifred's School Choir and There's No One Quite Like Grandma, which, would you believe, was the Christmas #1 single for 1980. So, you know, it had to get a representation somewhere. Yes, it's corny, it's cheesy, but hey, the public must have liked it at the time if it was Christmas #1. So that's 23 tracks on CD2. That takes our total to 45, which means CD3 has the remaining 21 tracks, and we kick off with Kate Bush again. 2 Kate Bush songs on here, with Breathin', excellent song. The Cure with A Forest. Roxy Music and Same Old Scene. Orchestral Maneuvers in the Dark with one of their earliest hits, Messages. John Fox with Underpass. Japan with Gentlemen Take Polaroids. The Human League with Empire State Human, The Buggles with The Plastic Age, a sort of failed-ish follow-up to Video Killed the Radio Star, but still give this a listen, it's really cool. Split Ends with I Got You, Marianne Faithfull with Broken English, Robert Palmer with Johnny and Mary, Sky with Toccata, Rush with The Spirit of Radio, Judas Priest with Living After Midnight, Pat Benatar with Hit Me With Your Best Shot. That gets a bit of airplay nowadays, you know, in movies and stuff. Daryl Hall and John Oates with Kiss on My List, Billy Joel with All for Lena, Dennis Waterman with I Could Be So Good For You, Chaz and Dave with Rabbit, The Barracudas with Summer Fun, and we close off the album with Madness yet again and Night Boat to Cairo. So there's your 66 tracks. We'll talk more about my thoughts on the track list in just a moment, but as always, like we do on this show, we're going to open this up and see what we've got inside. So the first thing you see, as always, adverts, also available, showing you the other extra releases of the Yearbook series covering 1981, 82, 83, and 84 respectively. I'm not sure how easy these are to get now, because of course these are, I believe, limited edition. I'm not sure to how many. So yeah, I don't know how you can get them new, but maybe secondhand. Also follow them on their socials. And as you can see, here are the discs, which are the color of the album. So like, well, it can't be stark white. I guess they've gone for like a silvery grey tone. And the words on the disc are stylized with one of Now's 3 colors. So disc 1 is red, disc 2 is blue, and disc 3 is green. So that is the Now Yearbook 80 Extra package. So what do I think? Well, you may have noticed when I was going through the tracks, normally I like to stop and give a quick little note about a track that I find interesting or that I think is iconic or whatever. But a lot of these songs, and I do like this with the extra series of the Yearbooks, a lot of the songs I'm not familiar with, because obviously they're digging for more songs that may have been like soft hits or maybe weren't even hits at all, who knows. But some of the songs I do recognise, like, you know, Flash by Queen, Hit Me With Your Best Shot, things like that, Messages by OMD. So I do recognise some stuff, but having gone through this album and listened to it, there's a lot of cool stuff on here. Not everything was to my taste. You know, this was the era, 1980, when disco was sort of fading out of the mainstream, but there were still some disco songs, and some quite good ones, mind you. But we're getting into that, like, early new romantic synthesizer revolution, and not all of it, I'd argue, stands the test of time over 40 years later, but a lot of it sounds quite cool and interesting. Like, You'll Always Find Me in the Kitchen at Parties by Jonah Louie. I think that's a really interesting song. So I'd say if you're willing to expand your musical horizons, if you want to learn more about 1980 beyond just the, you know, the big hits that everyone knows, then it's certainly worth the plunge. In terms of where you can get it, I mean, I got mine from Asda, as I said. It retailed there for £9. On the Now Music site, or their store, you can get it for $8.99, though there is a delivery charge, I believe. So, and I imagine when HMV gets it, it'll be around the same, about £9 or £10. So, fairly affordable, 66 tracks on there. I could argue that's good value for money. But as always, maybe check out the track list beforehand. If you're willing to take the plunge on a lot of songs you don't know, go for it. However, if you are familiar with these songs, obviously it's up to you whether you want an album with them on. But that's all for this installment of the Now Review. Thank you very much for watching. As always, if you did enjoy it, please leave a like on this video. It really helps us out, as does subscribing to the channel here at AMTV Now. We'd love to have you aboard with us. I've been Adam Martin from AMTV. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Thank you to our patrons for helping to support the show, and a special thank you to Macra, Jen Samantha Pringle, Kelly is Live, Tracy Smith, Hooks Media, Ben Freeman, Ethan Carberry Holt, Britney Fan 1999, Anna Art, For You Ladies, Maxine Jackson 2, Bruce Danton, Cooking at Nansen DIY, The Broken Kitsumanoid, and Francine Salazar, our AMTV staff members.